John Whitten is one of my college best friends. We did all the way through undergrad together, and he is married to one of my other college best friends.
Got to know him when we were very young. His dad came to pastor our church, and their family became intertwined in our church family, and so have grown up with him ever since. I came to Hardin-Simmons first, and he came a year later, so that's probably the only time we haven't lived in the same 10-mile radius.
I first met John Whitten as a resident in Anderson Hall when I was the residence hall director there. He was in that kind of first group of students who I got to learn alongside what it meant to be a residence hall director. And then when I became the BSM director, he was the president of the BSM at the time.
If you know John, you know that he takes excellence seriously in all that he does. And that was true in undergrad. He was always the guy that you could count on to make sure that whatever you were working on together was going to get done. And that has continued to be true as he's taken on postgraduate studies and his life and work in ministry, as well as with his family.
He expects a lot out of himself, but I think that's because he has a real heart for service and a real heart for being available to others.
He had these grand visions of what things could be like, and he also had this determination for them to come into being. And so that was just something that was always really unique and impressive to me about John, even as a student.
John has applied a really strong work ethic in all of the arenas in which I've seen him work. Now that he's in a senior pastor role, he's very much focused on building a great structure for his teams and for his ministers to make sure that they get the best of what they're trying to do.
Even though he has these really high hopes, expectations for how good things can be, he also has this real sense of patience about getting there.
John has 4 kids, 2 boys and 2 girls, and they're just a lot of fun to watch as they grow up and as they take on traits of their parents. And it's just really great to see how that family has grown over the years.
It's funny to think back, even in college, as we were such good friends. John was often the dad of the group all the way back then, and so no one was surprised to see John and John and Elia become parents.
I've gotten to watch his walk with the Lord grow. I've gotten to watch him really engage with some tough times in his life, and how the relationship with the Lord has kept him tethered and kept him real in those moments.
So John and I were part of the Pioneer Drive College ministry all the way back in college, and he was one of the leaders who really took a leadership role in developing what our college ministry was at the time. The chance to sit under his teaching at the gathering for a long time, and just really benefited from him and the way that he loves those around him well.
John is kind of one of those folks who, again, we used to joke about, had an old soul. He just takes things seriously. And as long as I've known him, his relationship with Christ is something he's taken very seriously.
We were probably 10-ish. Our church was spray painted and tagged one weekend, and John and a friend of ours, Blake, and I decided that the 3 of us were going to go ahead and solve that crime. And proceeded to walk around the neighborhood looking for suspects, which was probably the worst investigation known to man.
As I think about time on steering committee with Hardin-Simmons orientation, a lot of times it was late nights. We were building sets for some crazy theme that we had dreamt up years before. But we used to laugh because John would play with his hair when he got tired. And so we always knew how tired John was by just how big his hair was, because he would run his fingers through his hair. And the later it got, or the more tired he was, the bigger his hair would be, and we would all laugh or just be able to look at him and be like, we got it, John's done, the day's over, we got to wrap this up.
John, just want to say congratulations for the Outstanding Young Alumni Award. You are more than deserving of this sort of recognition, and I hope that you continue to chase the Lord's guidance in your life for many more things to come.
Congratulations, John. So proud of you, as always. Not surprised at all for you to receive this award, and just so proud to call you friend.
Congratulations, John, on winning this Outstanding Young Alumni Award. I cannot think of anyone who deserves to win it more. You have worked so hard and been so diligent in all that you've done. And there is a kindness and a joy that is so apparent in you. And I am proud to be your friend and proud to know you in this moment, and just want to say congratulations. You've done terrific.